So what we're going to be going over in this video is how to find a leak in a tire and how to repair it. This is my 2008 Ford Fusion. I got it up on the lift right now. I just put brand new tires on it about 2-3 weeks ago, and while I was driving, the low tire light came on. So having just put new tires on it, I thought maybe it was a problem with the bead seating, or just my luck, I hit a nail with brand new tires, like I seem to do quite often actually. I don't know why. So anyway, I aired up the tire again, checked it for a nail or anything because I was in the middle of a road trip, didn't see anything, and aired it back up, kept on driving, went about another week, and the light came on again. So I thought, alright, I gotta see what's going on here, and it turned out to be the right rear tire over here. Like I said, couldn't find any nails in the tread or anything, so unfortunately Ford doesn't tell you exactly which tire is low whenever the low tire light comes on. You have to actually go check each tire, but that can actually be a good thing too, because if you want to do your own tire rotations, you don't have to worry about relearning the TPMS. So I just took my little air gun here, went around each tire, found out that this one was low, about 20 psi. So what I did was I went ahead and aired it up. This one has a maximum inflation pressure of 51 psi. Let me get the camera to focus there. Yep, right there, 51 psi. So I'm going to go ahead and air this up to 50 so we can find our leak easier. There we go. And for the sake of time saving, I'm just going to go ahead and spray around the area that is leaking. I've already found it, but what I did originally was spun the tire, I sprayed the tire down with soapy water there, and you go around the bead here, check to make sure that your bead's seating well. Everything was seating fine. So then, went down here to the valve stem, you'll be able to see exactly where this is leaking. I sprayed the valve stem, and bingo, there's our leak. See all the bubbles? That's the nice thing about soapy water. Now, the other thing you can do is you can get a little tank. You can actually submerge the whole wheel in the tank if you have a big enough one. Sometimes you can only submerge 1/3 of the tire. That's another way you can find the leak. The only problem is you have to stay with the tire the whole time, and if it's a really slow leak, it can be hard to tell because air bubbles get trapped in the tread, and sometimes it can fool you for a leak. I found the soapy water test to be fastest because you can spray the whole wheel down, you can go do something else, come back, and wherever you see a bunch of bubbles like this, that's where your leak is at. In this case, the leak was large enough I was able to find it really quick. So we'll go ahead and take the wheel off of the car, bring it over here to the changer, break the tire down off of the rim, put a new valve stem in, see if that fixes the problem. Take all the lug nuts out, like so, and the wheel comes off. Jiggle it a little bit, there it goes. Let's go over here to the tire changer. And then to let all the air out of the tire quickly so we can break the bead, go ahead and use this little valve stem cord remover here. The other thing you want to do to save time is mark the tire. So what I do, you're supposed to use a yellow crayon. Unfortunately, I don't have one at the moment, so I'm just going to take my little pocket screwdriver here and put a little mark on the sidewall there, as you can see. So that'll tell me not only what side is the outside of the tire, but it'll also show me where to install the tire to get the original bounce that I had before. So you just put a mark there, right by your valve stem, and you know where to put it back on. Now with Ford vehicles with tire pressure sensors, it's very important to remember that they are mounted on the inside of the rim. Most of them are, some aren't, but most of them are, and in this case it is. But keep in mind that the tire pressure sensor is either mounted 1, on the valve stem, or 2, 180 degrees from the valve stem on the inside of the rim. So basically there's a band that goes around the rim. I'll show you it here once I got the tire broken down. And the sensor is mounted to the band. And you want to be very careful when breaking the bead with the shovel that you don't break the tire pressure sensor. I've done it before. It's no fun. Sensors are about $70–$80, and you got to have them programmed as well. And if you don't have the tools, you're looking at least $150. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and break the bead down. I'm going to start at the top here, 90 degrees from the valve stem, so I avoid hitting the sensor, and then go around to the other side and break this end down as well. Then you flip the tire around, break down the other side. Once again, be very careful not to hit the tire pressure sensor and break the bead in the right locations. Another advantage of Ford not mounting their tire pressure sensors to the valve stem is you can actually replace the valve stem without removing the tire. Now, some tire changer machines have assist arms that you can actually use to push the tire down and gain access to the sensor, take the little screw off that holds the sensor to the valve stem there. But in this case I don't have that, so it's nicer just to be able to hook up my valve stem remover tool, thread it onto the valve stem, and yank it right off. Just like so. And that's all that's to it. Now that the old valve stem's out, we'll go ahead and put the new valve stem in, but the first thing you want to do before you put it in is lubricate the valve stem around the edge that's going to seat to the rim right here by that little lip. Once you've got the new valve stem through the rim, rethread the tool on there, pull it out till it pops in place. Just like so. Unthread the tool. There's your new valve stem. Before inflating the tire, make sure that your line is still lining up. Your mark is still lining up with the valve stem there, which it is. So we'll go ahead and air the tire up now. You'll see the beads start to seat here in a little bit. Keep an eye on the pressure over there. And we've reached the desired pressure now. Go ahead and put that back up in there. Put the valve stem cap on. Take the little holding tool off here. Break that loose. And the whole thing slides out. Now, I didn't have to put the tire on the changer here, but I wanted to just for demonstration purposes, and it helps hold it in place better. You can put more leverage on it, work with the tire easier. Put the little center cap back in, like so. Now let's check for leaks before anything else and make sure we've actually fixed the problem. And as you can see, no bubbles forming, so that's good. The leak is fixed. Right, and the tire is back on. Well, some vehicles have to be driven over 25 miles per hour to get the light to reset. It activates the sensors, and that's when it starts communicating with the vehicle. So after you've driven the vehicle for about a mile or so, the light should go off, and there it goes. Problem fixed.